Coleman, just what makes that team so difficult to guard in that second half, and what was the key to turning that game for them?
I think the biggest thing was like what we saw late, like letting, we all are all familiar with Zach Edey. And I think one of our biggest emphasis was kind of just trying to push his catches out and scoring over us and through us one-on-one, not letting other guys impact the game. And, I think we saw late what happened when those things occurred. We gave up a couple Gillis threes. We gave up some threes to Lawyer. Braden Smith got off a little bit late. So, we tried to contain. I think we did a good job on Kaufman Wren, but we wanted to contain all the other guys and not necessarily let a All-American just beat us, but make it more difficult for him and make him, and we'll live with the results and not let the other guys impact the game. But late you saw what happened. So.
Marcus, you were kind of able to get some shots going early on, utilize some different moves. Are a lot of those kind of pre-programmed for you, or is it just kind of read and react what happens? Because there was a lot of different sort of things Purdue was throwing at you.
Yeah, I think through film we kind of identify what we think they're going to do, but obviously they did some different stuff. So, when you're out there, it's just kind of playing, and I just try to take what the game gives me. I don't try to force anything. I just try to take what the defense gives me and just play off of that.
Coleman, they held you guys to 31 points in the second half. What did they do defensively that made it tougher to score after halftime?
I think they just started to switch. They did a late switch with Zach Edey whenever that guard got clipped, and we were setting that high ball screen for me to pick and pop. Whenever he got clipped, he would just switch on to me in the pop. And it was a lot of I felt like we played a lot of one-on-one, and we didn't really touch the paint and spray out. I thought we did a good job in the first half of doing that, but I think we got a little, just moving the ball around the three-point line, not really touching the paint, not really spraying it. But I thought we still could have got whatever shot we wanted. We just didn't have some shots fall. So.
Coleman, I know yesterday you mentioned your knee, and I see you maybe messing with it now. Like, what's the status of that? Like, is it kind of coming back, some of that pain, or where's that at?
Obviously playing basketball, I'm going to run and I'm going to jump and I'm going to do the same movements every day. So it's kind of hard to, get to where I want to be. But I've just been maintaining it and getting through it. Didn't really bother me today until late when I ran after the ball. And I ran after the ball and kind of tweaked it when I was ran after the ball, and Fletcher Lawyer got it. But no, I should be fine. And we got a day off tomorrow, so get some treatment and take care of it, and I'll be fine the rest of the way. So.
Marcus, what happened in the second half to kind of allow Lawyer and Smith to kind of get going, especially that 7-point run for Lawyer? Was there a switch defensively for you guys, or did he just find open spots?
Yeah, I think we had a couple of miscommunications on defense. We were kind of using some different coverages, and we had a couple of miscommunications that allowed Lawyer to get open. But I think a lot of it came off of offensive rebounding. We got to do a better job of boxing out and rebounding because, once you get rebounds, you're not matched up, and that's kind of where teams get the most threes, and I think that's kind of what happened.
This is for both of you, if you could. You guys have played some of the toughest teams in the country, Marquette, Tennessee, now Purdue twice. What do you guys take away from those games? What do you guys learn from those games?
Marquette, we were a whole different team. If I'm healthy, I think we win that game by 10 or more. Tennessee, I think we still could have won that game. They're a really good team. I think Tennessee is one of the best teams we've played all year. And I still think we could have pulled away. I think it got a little bit slow in that game. A lot of fouls got called in that second half that just really slowed our momentum down. And then Purdue is just really good because they're unique. They got Zach Edey. They got a bunch of shooters surrounding him. But I think we're at the point where we're fully aware that we're capable of beating anybody. I think it's pulling through and really coming out with the win. So I think we're right there. I think it's literally 2 minutes of a game that just impact us, that it's not, we don't fall apart, but it's just the plays are just so impactful that it's hard to overcome. So I think we're right there, and I think, come March, I think we'll be able to really focus on ourselves and man up and get stops down the line and grab loose balls and be on the other end of those impactful plays. So,
Yeah.
I guess, Marcus, there was a couple maybe 50-50 balls on rebounds late that just went to Purdue. I mean, maybe just bounced that way. Just how maybe crippling is that, where you feel like you get the stop, but then they've got that extra chance.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts when you guard well. You force them to a tough shot, and they get the rebound or get a loose ball that you deflect. I mean, those are plays that just really hurt. And, especially when stuff like that happens, your defense isn't set up anymore. And then, teams can capitalize off that. So that's something that we got to do a better job of. They won the rebounding battle. And, for us, rebounding's got to be a staple of our program, and we can't let that slip.
Marcus, just to follow up on Coleman's answer, what do you think the key is for those 2 minutes or just to kind of get over that hump in the big games? Any one or two things you're seeing that would help you guys do that?
I think sometimes we can get stagnant on offense for that time, but for the most part, our offense is pretty solid. So, I look at the defensive side of the floor, and I think a lot of times those runs come on the offensive rebounds that we don't get, and just controllables like that. So, we just got to be more physical on our blockouts, and we just got to come up with loose balls, and I think the more 50-50 balls that we win, the better our team will be.
Coleman, yesterday you mentioned Becker that the emotions haven't sunk in yet with senior night. Now that you've kind of gone through it tonight, what are the emotions for you in just kind of leaving this Illinois community?
I still feel the same, really. I was aware that, things come to an end, and I feel like I put a lot of time and effort into here, and, I'm not saying I'm ready for it to be over, but I'm just kind of aware where I'm at, and, things got to come to an end, and that's what happened. So, but I wish we would have won tonight. Would have felt a lot better. But no, it hasn't really hit me. It's just, I just feel kind of the same, kind of focused on the next game. We still got Iowa, and we got some games left, so.
For either one of you guys, Painter talked a lot about not turning it over just so Terrence couldn't get out on the break. Is there a way to get him going if teams aren't allowing you guys to play a 94-feet game in a sense, and kind of give him a confidence boost in the half court?
Yeah, I think that, we got to do a better job of, hitting him when he's got the mismatch. When teams are switching or just mismatched in transition, and then, we're into our half court. When he's got the mismatch, we got to do a better job of getting him the ball and giving him space to, get downhill. That's where he's best. Other than that, I think a lot of it can also come from guards rebounding. If I get a rebound outlet to him quick, or he gets the rebound, he's gone. So, I think a lot of it can come back to our rebounding and just getting it out from there.
Coleman, just to follow up on something you said earlier about really locking down the non-ED guys on Purdue, how much, if margin for error is there defensively when you have to really lock in on those four other guys?
I think if you're playing Purdue at home, you can't make a mistake. On the road, I think we got away with some mistakes. Here at home, we got away with some mistakes in the first half, but that second half kind of killed us because they eased into the game, and they got used to the atmosphere, and saw some shots go in. So you got to be dialed in for sure, because they got guys that can make you pay. You overhelp. They got 3-point shooters. You're not rebounding. They got guys that crash every time, and they're just really assignment sound, and they all know their role and they do what they do. So you can't really make mistakes with them. They all are pretty assignment sound.
Great college basketball game. Purdue's where they're at for a reason. They're good. And it's getting guys to understand a possession or two, a rebound, a loose ball. That's what sends you home in March. And I thought we competed. I thought we did a great job on Zach. He gets his 28 on 23 shots. I was really happy with that. I thought we first half. I thought we guarded a way that was really solid. The second half, you have to make some adjustments for Zach. It was just Zach's one of a kind, and he's got the ability to dominate. He started the second half in that mode. You have to go to a little different coverage, and then they make threes. And we don't make a three the second half. Again, we had a 1.1 OER. Which is really low for us, but it give their defense some credit. And again, Zach's back there protecting the rim. Had it right there, and you get a stop, and you can't get a rebound twice. We've got to have better rebounding from our perimeter players. Plain and simple, better rebounding. Terrence Shannon has no defensive rebounds tonight, 0. Best athlete on the court. We've got to get better rebounding from our guards. And we can't have Coleman fight 7'5" and 300 pounds. And ultimately, it's a difference in the ballgame is those couple of plays. Lawyer goes on a 7-0 run. And then you go home with a loss. But high-level game. I love our team. I love what we're doing. If that's the best in the country, which I think it is, we're right there. And you have to make a couple plays when the game's on the line to win. Otherwise, we had plenty of opportunities. But great basketball game. Congratulations to Purdue, and they were spectacular.
Brad, you've played some of the best teams in the country, Tennessee, Marquette, and Purdue twice. What do you hope your guys take away from it? What do you hope you learn from it?
Yeah, just what I said. Little plays. It's a little plays. I mean, when you get a stop and you got 3 guys around the ball and nobody even makes an attempt to get on the floor for it, those send you home. Life's, and I told them, it's winning and losing, and there's winners and losers in life, and you can't not go make those plays. And, we've got to get them to understand the urgency of the end, the abruptness of the end. If you do it, you don't do it, you go home. And, we have a loose ball, just an unfortunate bounce. I thought they made not a very smart play. And the Jones kid shot it really quick, and we make a great defensive play, and the ball bats up in the air, and they come up with it, and it leads to a 3. But again, we just have to rebound the basketball better and come up with those loose balls, and those were defining moments in the game that they made. They made us pay for every one of them.
Brad, you mentioned you had to go to a different coverage in the second half. What were you guys talking about at halftime, though? Because I know Edie's 9 of 13, but you're up 6. I mean, you had to have felt good about how you were going about things.
Yeah, but it's eventually going to wear yourself out. I mean, it's going to wear itself out. I mean, he's 9 of 13, and you're going to have to pick your poison. He's going to put fouls on guys, and it's we've seen that song and dance many times in game film, and Matt's a really good coach. I mean, he didn't run anything except throw the ball to him, and all of a sudden it wipes out your lead, and now you've got to counter that. So he's got that luxury, tonight their guys stepped up and made some shots. I thought they were kind of broken play threes that hurt us, but again, that's to their credit.
Coach, how do you think the transition defense impacted the game? Just 63 possession game and 2 fast break points.
Well, we turned it over every time we had it in transition. It killed us. And but again, part of that is trying to stop Zach, and it was a slower tempo game from that side of things, and we almost expected that. But we had 3 or 4 really bad plays in transition, and when you get in a possession game, you can't turn that thing over, especially in transition.
Coach, Shannon picks up his second foul with 11:34 remaining in the first half. Was there any sort of thought process of managing it differently than you did, or were you kind of planning on, hey, maybe if we have an offensive position at the end, we're going to use him, or if it gets out of hand?
We did. We put him back in. We bought 3 minutes with him. We put him back in for our, out of bounds play late. We bought as much time as we could with him, and it's still a risk there. But he played out of rhythm tonight, and partly because of that. But again, that's I thought we handled his situation pretty well in that first half.
Brad, was there something they did differently in the second half defensively to kind of bog you guys down in the half court, or what did you see there?
Guarded us. I mean, it's different when you got Zach back there. Zach protects the rim pretty well, and I thought we got good opportunities to, at the rim. Mark missed a couple, layups. They blocked a couple of shots, and that's fine. But they took the 3-point line away, and I thought we got some looks that we didn't take, but I thought we also missed a few. But they're obviously very good defensively as well, and again, Zach provides that security blanket back there.
Brad, you mentioned Terrence not having any defensive rebounds. Matt talked a lot in here about we don't turn it over, Terrence can't get out on the break. But if he can get on the glass, can he just manufacture his own and just grab it and go?
Yes. Look at his 35-point game. He had 11 rebounds. And, there's a play late in the game. He's at half court. He's trying to get a run out at half court. And he and I are going to have a hard talk about that as we go into postseason play. And, that's where Io blossomed. Io figured out, triple doubles and let me defensive rebound so I can get out and run. And off night for Terrence, but, we'll get that. He's a very conscientious young man and wants to win more than anybody.
Coach in the back, obviously it was senior night. You have 7 seniors. What have they meant to you guys this year and just the 4 years that they've been here? Well,
senior night is about accomplishing a lot. It's about accomplishment, and it's not about a win-loss in this game. It's about the relationships that you develop. It's about the lifetime friends. It's about the successes in the academic classroom. It's about the accountability and responsibility you develop, and they all come here as young boys and they leave as men. And whether it's 1 year, I hope that everybody's learned a lot from here. We talk a lot about winning and losing, but I think that's life, and I think that the accountability piece is about life. And so we got a great group of managers. We had this is an incredible group of guys. This is as much fun coaching a basketball team as I've had in my time here because of who they are as people. And I'll always remember whatever this journey ends up here in a few weeks or a month, whatever it is. And I hope we've got a lot more. But this will be right at the top of the list in terms of great groups.
But how do you balance? I mean, you've been right there, right, with all these teams, and you talked about the loose balls and the rebound. Like, how do you balance the reality that you're a good team, but as Coleman mentioned, maybe like 2-minute stretches of just kind of letting some of those big wins slip away.
It's not 2 minutes. It's two or three possessions, and that's the discipline that comes from doing your job every single time, doing your job, and not taking a possession off. Going home is about a possession or two in this thing, and I mean. Yeah, well, I mean, we're up 8 at Tennessee. I think we've been down triple or double digits against 3 teams, and one of them's Valpo. And we're right there. And, but again, you got to make Purdue credit. I mean, you can't guard it any better than we did, and yet you have to be tough enough and gritty enough and nasty enough and mean enough to come up with that rebound. It has to be yours. Can't be Mason Gillis. And you can't make a play with 7 seconds on the shot clock and foul off the ball when they're at half court. Those are plays that you just can't make in a game like this. And again, we're right there, and that's why I beat it up in the locker room. To be very honest, I beat those points up because if we don't understand that we're really, really good and we can be a Final Four team, I believe that. I'm just telling you now, I believe that. But you got to make those plays. You have to make those plays. And you can put that in bold italics on every newspaper, on every damn chat line that I'd never read, and I don't care. Make big plays to stay alive.
Coach, I know you don't like fouling. You call it a defensive mistake. Generally, did you get what you're looking for out of Amani Hansberry in his short stint there?
Yeah. One, you want to make him work. Amani's really, really strong. And then you've got to get to a point where, realistically, he's not a great free throw shooter. So if you get 1 point out of the possession, so we had to get them into the bonus a little bit. We had to work to try to get them closer to shooting free throws. So if we needed it, we didn't have to burn time late. And again, if he caught it at the rim, Coleman was in a good position that we could try to foul him if we needed that. If we needed that late. So that was just kind of in the back of the repertoire of another way to try to guard him.
You said you kind of hammered home maybe the point about the big plays in the locker room. Do you keep that up? I mean, I think Coleman said you have a day off, but when you get back together, or do you treat it like Penn State?
No, I'm going to forget about it. Of course I am. Hell, I mean, what do you think I get paid? Josh pays me a lot of money to keep hammering that shit home. I mean, you guys come up with a bad question like that, you're going to get a crappy answer. Of course I'm going to do that. I'm just going to blow that off, and we're going to sail off into the sunset and go home here. And that's what we do. We talk about it after Penn State, and I don't mean to be a jerk, but that's what we do. That's what we do. We talk about them so they learn and develop and grow and make a point about it right now so that we can learn from that, and we don't do that again. And next time it has a lot more consequences.
With Coleman taking 1-3 tonight, did you feel like they took that away, or was he maybe a little too hesitant?
No, they did a great job. They made us deck it. They did a terrific job of guarding him. And again, Zach gives you that presence back there. He's especially when he's on Ty. I thought Ty was terrific in terms of attacking him and so on and so forth. But they did a nice job tonight. Thank you.